I'll be taking a look at Gargoyles, Darkwing Duck number 4 from Dynamite. Plot by Tad Stones and Greg Weisman, and the script by Greg Weisman, and the art by Cyril Cangelosi. Well, it looks like we've come to the end of this crossover miniseries. So far, it's been good, but not great. So we'll see if it's able to stick the landing. We begin as Launchpad flies the Thunderquack, with Goslin, Squeak, Bronx, and Angela as his passengers, where we get some back and forth between the various characters, where it seems that Bronx has taken a liking to Launchpad while he's trying to fly. And we get a bit of bonding between Goslin and Angela. We then cut back to Manhattan, where Morgana, Brooklyn, Broadway, Lexington, Archie the Spider, and Elisa are all in the warehouse, as Morgana and Elisa are able to bond between both being heroes as well as also being the girlfriends of the main heroes. We then cut to Goliath, Darkwing, and Eek facing off against Paddywhack, while Demona enjoys what she's watching in the background. This is also where we get the main title for the issue and the series in general. The official Darkwing Duck and Gargoyles Disney Afternoon Team Up crossover comic book miniseries event, The Mirror Quacked, Chapter 4, Who is the Wackiest of Them All, as Demona vows to let Paddywhack destroy all mankind. And because Darkwing ends up letting his ego take control for a few minutes, convinces Demona to also destroy all duckkind as well. Darkwing and Goliath have a bit of a back and forth over heroic catchphrases before they engage in an epic battle with Paddywhack. Darkwing uses his gas gun to shoot Paddywhack in the face while uttering one of his famous catchphrases, "Suck gas, evildoers," but to no avail. And Goliath isn't having much luck against Demona. And then Demona uses the Quackonomicon to cause Paddywhack to grow gigantic, as well as also shoot vines out of his mouth, which he then uses to grab Darkwing and Goliath. We then cut back to Launchpad, Goslin, Angela, Bronx, and Squeak as they continue to approach St. Canard, where we get some more bonding between Angela and Goslin, before then quickly cutting back to Paddywhack getting ready to devour Goliath and Darkwing before heading out to destroy all of humanity and duck kind. Eek then is able to get free and causes Darkwing to drink the luck potion that Morgana had given to him earlier. At first, it doesn't seem to do anything. As Paddywhack attempts to eat Darkwing, he ends up getting stuck in Paddywhack's teeth, preventing him from getting swallowed. Goslin, Bronx, Angela, and Launchpad end up arriving at Morgana's lair, where Launchpad ends up riding Bronx and smashing the door down, where he gives one of his favorite lines, "Any crash you can walk away from is a good crash." We then cut back to Morgana, Elisa, and the other gargoyles, as Morgana has narrowed it down to 3 choices. The mirror will lead to her laboratory, to the mirror realm, or to a certain doom. And so all the different storylines all merge as everyone arrives in the mirror realm to see Paddywhack, gigantic, holding Goliath and Darkwing hostage. Morgana then utters some magic words, and Paddywhack begins to be sucked back into his jack-in-the-box. There ends up being a fight over control of the box. And with help from the other gargoyles, Goliath and Darkwing are just barely able to escape the jaws of Paddywhack as he's sucked back into his jack-in-the-box. Demona then rips a couple pages out of the Quackonomicon before throwing it away as a distraction and escaping into one of the magic mirrors. And so the day is saved. Paddywhack is back in his mystic realm, and Morgana makes it sure to Darkwing that she loves him more than anything, and that she has no intention of leaving him. We then get some back and forth banter as everyone comes together and the crossover ends. And now for my thought. It's a fun little crossover with some really good artwork and some fun back and forth. But there are a number of questions that are never answered, like, is this a continuation of the DuckTales series? Is it a continuation from the... Is it set in the rebooted Darkwing Duck timeline? Is it a continuation of the Gargoyles comic? Is it its own continuity separate from all the other continuities? As well as also there just being way too many characters, and most of them have very little to do throughout the entire crossover. Especially Lexington, Broadway, and Brooklyn. And I don't think Hudson is even brought up at all throughout the entire crossover. It definitely feels more like a Darkwing comic with special guests, with the Gargoyles as the special guest stars. Even though a good chunk of the comic takes place in Manhattan. Even though we spend most of it in a warehouse. While there have been better crossovers featuring Darkwing Duck, there have also been worse ones. Even though they had both the creator of Darkwing Duck and the creator of Gargoyles involved, it ends up being kind of a middle of the road story. It definitely has its moments. It can be funny, there's some good action, and some excellent artwork. While this miniseries in total is entertaining, it is not a must read. If you have the previous issues, then pick this one up to get the end of the story, but if you haven't been reading along, you can just skip this one. Till next time, see ya.